Hey everybody, Patton here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to put PSP games on your SNES Classic. Yes, you can do that. Just a warning though, just like with N64 emulation, PSP emulation isn't as stable, running very smoothly as most of the other cores, just because, you know, the hardware on the SNES Classic wasn't made for that kind of thing. But we have some games running, and there's some tweaks that I'll show you later to get the games to run pretty good. So we're going to start from scratch. You completely start from nowhere. If you've never hacked your SNES Classic before, here's what you got to do. You have to download the version of Hakchi. I recommend the CE version. I'm going to have a download link in my description for that for you guys. So once you have that installed on your system, first thing you're going to do is go to kernel. Click dump kernel. Now I've already dumped mine, so this is just going to be the steps you take. I can't really show you how to do a lot of this stuff. So dump your kernel first. Copy that kernel. Put it on the cloud somewhere. Put 3 copies on your computer. Don't lose that dump. You're going to need that in case something goes wrong and your SNES Classic stops responding for any reason. You just reflash that dump kernel and you'll be fine. Dump that kernel. Dump it. Dump it right now. Do it right now while I'm looking at you. Okay, so after you have your kernel dumped, the next thing to do is go back to the kernel tab, flash custom kernel, and it'll ask, do you want to flash the custom kernel? It may ask you to hold down the reset button on your SNES Classic as you push the power button. So go ahead and do that. A bar will appear on your screen. It'll fill in green. Once it's filled in, it means the custom kernel is flashed and your SNES Classic is now hacked. You can do whatever you want with it. We're going to be doing PSP stuff today. The first thing you want to do is install the core for this so these games will run. To do that, you go to the modules tab. Install extra modules. A little bit of loading. Here we go. In my description, I'll have a download link for PPSSPP Neo version 1. This is the stable release of the PSP core. It was the most functional. This will work best with the version of Retroarch that I'm also going to include in my description for you guys. So in this box right here, you're just going to drag that core into here. It'll appear in this box. If for some reason that doesn't work, go into your Hakchi folder and then your user_mods folder, put it in there, and that should cause it to appear on this list as well. Along with this PSP core, you have to have your Retroarch core installed, which is up here, Retroarch Neo 1.7. That will also be in my description for download. You have to have both of these installed or else this won't work. If you don't have Retroarch installed at all, none of your other cores will work, so make sure, if anything, that is installed first. You can actually do them both at the same time, that's fine. So make sure your Retroarch core is installed. PSP, you check the box next to them just like I did here. You're going to click OK. After you click OK, a box will appear on your screen again, asking you to hold down the reset button as you push the power button, and you'll get that bar. Once the bar fills in green, it means that the core is installed and it's ready to go. On this latest edition of Hakchi though, you don't have to do the reset power thing. It'll just install it normally, which is really nice. So once your core is installed, you have to get some games. Obviously, I can't tell you where to find those games, but there is a paradise of emulation online. If you do a Google search for it, you should be able to find what you're looking for. No problem. Google search and you'll get what you're looking for. All right, so we've already got a few games here. We have Castlevania, Final Fantasy IV, Roco, Patapon, Persona 2. I tried to get a couple of different variations of games to use on here. So you're going to take those games, you're going to drag them into this spot right here, and they'll be added to your Hakchi. I don't believe I had to rename anything. It just automatically detected them, which is nice. If you have to rename it, you go up here. So we have Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles. You want to rename it so it looks nice on your SNES Classic, and so when you go for box art, it's easy to get. Now, these games, as you can tell, are all very big. You won't be able to play them just on your SNES Classic. You have to use the USB method. I'll go over that in a second. First, like I said, these games are actually pretty big, so I decided to include a little tool called the PSP ISO Compressor that'll knock the size down a little bit. And it's really easy to use. Once you open it up, just make sure that this option right here, compress ISO to CSO, is checked. For your input file, you click these 3 buttons. We're going to do Persona 2. We click open. This right here came up. You probably couldn't read it. It's just saying, okay, it's there. And then you have to set your output file destination. We can probably make that the same. Yes, we did. To choose your compression level, 1 to 9, I picked 9. It doesn't make any difference. I mean, it makes it smaller. Gameplay wise, it doesn't make a difference. And then you just hit this compress button, and this might crash my system, but we'll see how it looks. Let me pull this down here, and we will see what the final compression rate is at the end of this. Alright, so now that that's done, I think it said it was about like 86% compression, something like that. It knocked it from 1.1 gigs to 961 megabytes. So, you know, every little bit helps when you're trying to squeeze like one more game in on your USB stick or whatever. So let's continue. You need to get some box art for these games. So go to your Google button right here. And we're going to start selecting box art for all these games. This will be just a second. Okay, so we have all of our box art looking nice. The last thing to do is to transfer these games to your USB stick to be used with the USB mod. If you go into my channel, you'll see a tutorial playlist with a bunch of tutorials. One of them is how to get the USB mod to work. It's a little outdated because now all you have to do is go right here to export games. You click that, you select wherever your drive is. Mine is the E drive. You click OK. And I don't know if you can see this, it'll say, do you want to permanently delete the contents of your drive and it cannot be undone? I'm going to click no because I have other things on there. But one of the drawbacks of using a USB is you have to reflash everything every time. There's ways around that, I'll go over it in another video, but that's all you have to do. Once you hit the export button, your games are transferred to your USB stick. You plug that into your OTG adapter into your SNES Classic, and you're good to go. So let's head over to our SNES Classic, see what we can do to get these PSP games to run. Okay, here we are with our PSP games. Let's take a look at Castlevania Dracula X first. Now I will show you one of the main drawbacks to using the PSP core. Yeah, so let's get not really into the game. I guess we can get into the game to see how the core runs. Let's do that real quick. Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles. This is a remake of Rondo of Blood for the TurboGrafx 16 if you weren't aware. I've already entered my name, but we can always start over. Yeah, you can see there's already some slowdown, unfortunately. Let's enter our name. There we go. Cool. Oh, excuse me. I'm in the enter name portion. Let's go up to our file and start game. We are Richter Belmont. Stage 0. So it actually doesn't run that bad. Oh boy. Oh boy, it's death. I actually think this is one of the better running games with this core. Yeah, it runs pretty quick. Oh no, we can't have that. Now your Sith is gone. Okay, well let's test it, let's do it. What you gonna do? Oh, big skull. No thanks. No thank you at all. I don't know, I think it's gonna be pretty easy. I mean, we're riding the carriage backwards. How much easier can you get? Okay, so this is stage 1. Let's move forward a little bit. So yeah, it seems to run really well. I prefer the knife. Yeah, I mean, the graphics look nice. I believe it's running at a good pace. Oh no. And oh no. Who is that? I believe that's Shaft.
How lovely. A fitting girl for Count Dracula.
There's a little bit of stutter on the sound.
No, I'll never submit to your master. I'd sooner die here.
Oh.
Huh. So much the better.
Okay, we can't skip it. Whoop. No, thank you. I don't need that barrel. Come here. There you go. That's what you get. So what you can do to try and improve... I mean, it's not going to show much on this game because this one runs pretty good. Get that money. Oh, look at all these guys just in my way. You go into your Retroarch menu. Usually you hit start and select. I changed mine to a different button combination. And this is your quick menu. I believe it is in the options. Yes. Frame skip. This is what you're going to use mainly to get your slower games to run. It should be defaulted to 0. I guess we had it to 1. Let's see what this game looks like on 0. Wrong, but there we go. So yeah, we actually didn't need to frame skip this at all. This runs a lot better with frame skip set to 0. You know, I think he's walking a lot smoother. The music sounds a lot better. So I guess I had that frame skip set to 1 for a different game I was trying out. But this is at frame skip 0. This game runs really good. So to me, this seems like it's fully playable. What's over here? A heart. Awesome. Anything else? No? Oh, wait. Hold on. I just saw. Oh, hello. Secret area with a gross blob thing. Wonderful. So after I kill this blob... After I kill this blob, there we go. Let me show you the main drawback to using the PSP core. So we have the game you want to get out. We're going to go out through Retroarch. Just hit quit Retroarch. So now we are exiting the game. The game did not freeze. This is what happens. It takes a long time for you to exit the game to get back to your SNES Classic menu, and that's just a drawback of probably the size of the game and how the core runs. This is a very it's really pushing the SNES Classic to its limits. It's really, they had to make so many adjustments to the Retroarch core to get this working in a really good manner. So there we go, we're back finally. That took a little bit. So let's start up Final Fantasy IV. If you didn't know, the PPSSPP core actually comes from a program called PPSSPP that you can download on your computer. And I remember I had the program on my computer, and I had this game because I wanted to play the After Years, because I never got to play it on the Wii or anything like that. So I was really interested in that. But this is Final Fantasy IV. It has the core game, and it has the After Years. So let's start it up. This is a good one to show you guys. You'll see some stuttering in this one. There we go. This is one I want to show you guys. And some games, no matter what you do, they're going to run like this. Fortunately, we have a method of getting this running smoother. But yeah, you hear that? Not great. So we're going to go to our Retroarch menu. We're going to go back to that Options tab. Frame skip is set to 1. For this game, I want to say it's 3. So let's go to 3. There we go. That sounds a lot better. Which is funny because on my computer, I have it set to 3 as well. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So the sound is a lot better now. We're taking out these mages just because we're not really great people at this point in the game. Taking them all out. Even our main guy. I think it's pronounced Cecil. I used to call him Cecil when I was a kid, and I like that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We got the crystal. Who cares? We got the crystal, and the game's running pretty good. We feel bad for what we did. You know, and everybody's talking about it, and you know, things like that. And we're having a conversation about what we just did, and all of a sudden, oh man, there's monsters. So let's fight the monsters. Before we fight the monsters, let's go back in here real quick to our quick menu. Go back to Options. Let's set this back to 0 so you can see how this fight goes. Oh yeah, just wait. I want you to see this, because I had the same problem on the computer version. Oh man, that was rough. Who wants to play a game like that? Not me. I hope you don't either, because you know, that's doing a disservice to the programmers. So let's go back after we set our frame skip back to 3. More monsters. Let's see how this fight goes. They're much smoother, much better. A lot better. Anybody hurt? No, we good. Wonderful. So here's a little trick that you can use so you're not waiting so long to get back to the menu. If you go to your Retroarch menu, okay, you load a core, just load any core, whatever it is, FBA Alpha 2012, that's fine. Load content, go to one of the games on your system. So that's load content, start directory. These are your game folders, just pick one. We'll pick Castlevania. We know Castlevania doesn't run with the FBA core, so it's going to kick us back to the menu. But then if we go to quit Retroarch, let's see what happens. Kicks you right back. So real easy. Let's check out Roco, see how this game runs. I actually have this game for my PSP. It's a lot of fun. It's very cutesy. If you're not into cutesy stuff, then, I mean, I don't know. This might not be your thing. I think let's check our options real quick to see what our frame skip is at. It's still at 3. Let's put it on 0 so we get an accurate idea of how this game runs. Kind of sketchy. Let's go to our options menu, change that to 1. Let's see how 1 works with Roco. That sounds a lot better. All right, start a new game. This game is about little yellow guys. How do you control it's funny. You don't control the little yellow guy. You control the planet that the little yellow guy is on. And you do that by hitting the R and L buttons. So when you hit R, there you go. You rotate the planet one way, you hit L, it rotates the other way. If you hit them both together, you know, you'll spring them up to help them out. How fun is that? And you can go up, well, hold on. We can get up there. Give me 1 second. We're gonna collect some fruit. Oh yeah, the flowers. Get the flowers, man. See, we're getting bigger. I'll take that one. We're getting quite large now with all these flowers we're eating. No, we definitely won't be able to fit through there, so what do? Give the circle button a press. Well, it's going to be the A button, so... Oh, now we're a bunch of little ones. Sweet. And now we're going to sing along to the background music. That's fun. Okay, so now if we hold down the A button, we recombine into our chunky, whatever these things are. I don't know if we're called Rocos. I don't know. This is a really fun game if you've never played it. We're going to get massive. There's some places that you can only go past if you weigh a certain amount, so we're at like 14 right now. Hey, we found one of the little guys. If you find them, something nice will happen, and apparently you get house parts to build your house. I don't know. Oh, we gotta split up again. Here we go. Okay, is everybody here? We're all here. What's over this way? Nothing? There's a lot of secrets in this game, too. And up again. Alright, there we go. Maybe a smaller jump. Oh, uh-oh. Caught in the wind. Oh, it's a heart. How cute. This game is full of cute. And gather up again. What do we have this way? Just fall down. There we go. Was this the end? Oh, here's the end. Alright, we cleared the stage. That was Roco. Oh, you can get up to 20. We only got 16. We missed some. Also, if you like collectathon games, there you go. This is a very good collectathon game. Let's go back to our Retroarch menu. We're going to load a different game here. We're going to do it from this menu so we're not going back and forth. There's Castlevania, Final Fantasy IV, ignore this. There's Persona 2, that's Retroarch. There's Roco. Patapon. Do you know Patapon? This is a great rhythm game. I have this on my PSP as well. Really good game. Let's see how this runs. I think we're at frame skip 1 right now, so let's go back and change that to 0. Okay, here we go. Back to the game. Patapon. Loading. Yeah, continue. We don't need to do the whole intro. There's no data. Well, I guess I didn't save my game. So we get to see the intro again. Let's see how this runs. Secret Juju. I don't hear any sound issues. I hear a little bit of static. In the name of the great mighty Patapon. A legend which lasted generations. But today, the Patapons are far from glory. To those who seeketh earth end. I guess that's us. Okay, we're going to sign. There we go. Signed our life away. I guess. Yeah, so that drum is assigned to the circle button. Like I said, this is a rhythm game, and you play it using the face buttons. The, you know, well, X, circle, square, and triangle on a normal PSP. So the Patapons come home. They've been lost and full of despair. They sent out their bravest in search of the holy drum. But we're just about done. Can't take any more. Tired. We've been looking for a long time for this drum. And then they ask for help. So here's where we start playing. Every time the screen flashes, it goes to the beat. You gotta hit the circle button or the A button on the SNES Classic controller. Oh, okay. He feels better now that he heard the drum. Sweet. Now what? Oh, it's the Mighty Patapon. I guess we're the Mighty Patapon? I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a really long time. They came out with 3 of these games, by the way. Maybe more. I know of at least 3. Please take this drum. You had the drum? Oh, it's a different drum. It's a skinny one. So now we have the Pata drum and the Pon drum on the square button. So now we're going to learn some techniques to start moving using these drums because they can't do anything themselves, so we have to show them. So what happens is you drum and then they'll repeat what you did, and then that's how you play the game. Just like that. So we're looking for the Yaripons. So the better you do, you get into fever mode, the music changes, the higher your combo gets. I wasn't paying attention there. Oh, we still got it. Also, there's a little input lag for me because I'm recording and all that. Uh-oh. Alright, so you make it that little totem thing. Sorry, it's hard to commentate and play at the same time because you gotta focus on the beat, and it's harder for me to do that if I'm talking to you and all that. But this was with 0 frame skip, I think, so Patapon plays perfectly fine with the PSP core. Let's go back to our Retroarch menu. We're going to load content again. We have one more game, I believe. There it is, Persona 2. I've always wanted to play through these games. I played through the first one. That's the only Persona game I've ever finished. I feel bad. I've played some of the new ones. I think I played 3 a little bit on the PS2. But I didn't get very far. So this is Persona 2 on the PSP. I don't think I saved my game. So we're probably going to have to go through an intro again. I know. So we're still set to 0. Unless... back. Okay. Did I save anything? Probably not. Nope, no data. Perfect. New game, normal, that's fine. Atlas makes some real nice RPGs if you haven't played them before. So it's kind of hard to gauge how the game runs here. So I'm just going to skip this part because there's no music. It's only dialogue between him and a couple other kids and like the principal or something. So you can't really gauge how good it's running. So I'll get past this. I'll show you guys the actual gameplay. Alright, so we got to the part with some sound. You can hear the sound is choppy here. Let's go into our menu and options again. Let's do 1 frame skip. Let's see if it sounds any better. It's a little bit better. Let's see what we can get with 2. Back out. It sounds a lot better at frame skip 2. And there's the principal. What are you kids up to? Go to class. The problem with frame skipping too high is that, you know, see how they're walking away? It's kind of not jittery, but it's, I don't know, maybe jittery is a good word, like stuttery or something. It's not smooth. You know, that's because you're skipping frames. So if you can handle that, then you're all good. You know, it doesn't bother me. I can play the game like this, no problem. Let me just put in our name. I don't even know this guy's name. Tetsuya something, maybe. Asks you for a nickname. And he goes away. This guy's all like... whatever, something happened, I don't know. And we're good to go. So this is frame skip 2. Playable. The game is very playable. This is mostly so the sound, you know, is pretty good. Let's change it to 1 real quick. And I hit the menu. My bad. So a little bit smoother. You know, so maybe 1 might be a better choice for this game. I wasn't able to play it enough to get into a battle to see how that works, because it takes a long time to get into a battle with this game. But it seems to run pretty good. This part runs kind of fast. And if you listen, you know, the music goes back to being kind of stuttery. So if we set this to 0, the sound's going to be really bad. I keep hitting that button. But I think this is the normal speed for the game here. But like I said, the sound isn't great. If we go back one more time, put that back to 2. Sound is better, but you're looking at missing some frames. So it's going to be personal preference on this one. I mean, do you want to hear the sound clear and have a little bit of, you know, jittery movement, or are you going to want smooth gameplay and not worry about how the game sounds? You know, I think if I were to play this on the SNES Classic, I would go with, what am I at now, 2? I'd probably go with 1, make a little bit of both, because it seems like the game runs pretty good here. Sound isn't bothering me too much, especially if you focus on the gameplay. You know, like I said, it's up to you guys. But yeah, let's go back to our menu. I think that's all we had. Let's double check our games. Castlevania, Final Fantasy, Persona, Loco, Roku, and Patapon. Yeah. So let's, one more time, here's that trick to get out. You load a core. So we have the FB Alpha core. Load the content, go to whatever game. With that core, it doesn't work. Quit Retroarch. You go back to the menu. Much quicker, no problem. So yeah, that was it. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Make sure that you get the stuff that I have in my description so that everything runs as smoothly as it can. Once again, yeah, that's going to be the main releases, those Neo cores, Neo Retroarch, Hakchi CE. I highly recommend using those over any other cores that you might find. So thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, if you want to contact me outside of YouTube, feel free to use any of these social media platforms. Also, while you're here, why don't you check out some of the other videos that I put out, and if you feel like it, subscribe to the channel.